Hello friends, in this clip we shall discuss about law of independent assortment. It states that when two pairs of traits are combined in a hybrid, segregation of one pair of characters or alleles is independent of the other pair of characters or alleles. Now, what does it mean? In dihybrid cross, we consider two pairs of alleles. Okay, one allele pair, that is capital R, small r. It controls the shape of the seeds, that is round or wrinkled. The second allele pair, it controls the color of the seeds, yellow or green. During gamete formation, you can see during gamete formation, each gamete receives only one copy of the allele pair. So here you can see two gametes are formed from this. So out of this allele pair, only one allele goes to this gamete, the other allele goes to the other gamete. So here you can see that both the dominant alleles are located on this chromosome and both the recessive alleles are located on this chromosome. So when these homologous chromosomes separate, now these two are homologous chromosomes on which alleles are present. When these homologous pair of chromosomes they separate during gamete formation, even the alleles located on them also separate. So we generally expect that in gametes so what we generally expect is gametes will either have both dominant alleles. Here you can see. So gametes will have either no. Generally, what we expect is gametes will either have both the dominant alleles in one gamete and both the recessive alleles in another gamete. If that was the case, only two types of gametes would be produced. If there is no independent assortment, it means if the allele pairs, if they are dependent on each other, if they remain together in a gamete, okay, then we can expect only two types of gametes. Okay, but now we observe that in case of dihybrid cross, when the F1 plants are selfed, then four types of gametes are produced. Four different types of gametes are produced. Now this is because during gamete formation crossing over occurs. Crossing over occurs. As a result, alleles might be exchanged. Means this allele may go to this chromosome or this allele may move to this chromosome. Okay. So there might be an exchange of genes, certain genes during crossing over. When that happens, suppose if this recessive allele small r, uh, it moves to this chromosome. Then this dominant allele will move to this chromosome. Then what happens in one gamete? One gamete produces. Okay, one gamete has. If that happens, when then one gamete has this dominant allele and this recessive allele. Then you will get this gamete, capital Y, small r. Okay. Suppose if nothing happens to these two alleles, okay, and these two alleles they are exchanged, means this small y recessive allele it comes here and this capital Y dominant allele goes to this chromosome, and okay, it will go to this chromosome. Okay, small y goes to this chromosome. Then this small y will go with this capital R, that is the dominant allele for shape of the seed. Now these two they may come on the same chromosome. Okay, so that you can see here small y if it goes here, okay, you'll see small y and capital R if it is not exchanged. Okay, so this will be the possibility. So like this, because of recombination, because of this crossing over phenomenon and recombination, four different types of gametes are produced. Two are parental, means they don't undergo recombination. Then only these two gametes, these are parental types. And if recombination occurs, then these alleles are exchanged. Then a recessive allele present on one chromosome may go with the dominant allele of another chromosome. Okay, and vice versa. Then these two different types or non-parental types or recombinant types of gametes are produced. Okay, this is nothing but law of independent assortment. In short, it means that if there are two alleles, okay, if there are two alleles, suppose two dominant alleles are there on a chromosome in a cell, okay, then it is not a rule, it is not necessary that these two dominant alleles will go together. It is not a rule because there might be crossing over in this allele pair. This allele pair might be constant, or there might be crossing over in this allele pair, and this allele pair remains the same. So both possibilities are there. Okay, so that's what it means. Okay. In simple words, you just remember that it is not necessary that the alleles which are present on the homologous chromosome they move into the same gamete. It is not necessary because of crossing over process. Now let's solve some problems on or some questions on dihybrid cross. Now, in dihybrid cross, when F1 plants, okay, heterozygous for both the shape of the seed and color of seed are self-hybridized, the ratio of segregation of yellow and green in F2 is 1 is to 2 is to 1, 3 is to 1, 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1, 1 is to 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 1. Now, we know that the phenotypic ratio of dihybrid cross is 9:3:3:1. 9 is to 3 is to 3 is to 1. That is 9 round yellow, 9 round green, 9 round yellow, 3 round green, 3 wrinkled yellow, and 1 wrinkled green. Now, they have asked the ratio of yellow and green seeds. They asked the ratio of yellow and green seeds. Now, we know that out of these 16 phenotypes, how many are yellow? Okay, so this one is yellow, 9 is yellow, here 3 is yellow. So total 12. So 12 yellow seeds are there. Okay, now out of 16, how many are green? You can see 3 plus 1. So 12 are yellow, 4 are green. Okay, so that is nothing but 12 is to 3. 12 is to 3 is nothing but 3 is to 1. So here answer is 3 is to 1. Now moving to next question. Okay, in Mendelian dihybrid cross, when heterozygous round yellow plants, means heterozygous plants producing round and yellow seeds are self-crossed, round green offsprings are represented by the genotypes. Now they are asked, okay, they are asked the genotype, of the following genotypes, which genotypes will produce round and green phenotype. You know very well that allele for round shaped seed is dominant over wrinkled shaped seed. Okay. So to get round seeds, the genotype should be either capital R, that is nothing but homozygous dominant, or capital R, small r. Okay, capital R, either capital R, homozygous dominant, or capital R, smaller. In both the conditions, okay, this is heterozygous and this is homozygous dominant. In both the conditions, round seeds are produced. Okay, fine. Then green. Okay, to produce green phenotype. Okay, green is recessive to yellow. Green is recessive to yellow. So if green color seeds has to be obtained, if they have to be obtained, then both the alleles should be recessive. Both the alleles for color of the seed should be recessive. That is small y, homozygous recessive. So here you can see. So this is green. This is also green. Okay, this is red and this is red. So option is D. So your answer is option D.